Hi guys, welcome to another video. Today we are working on a little coffee grinder. Basically this one is dead. So this should be pretty simple because there's just a button in here which is activated when you push this down. So if we test it, if we plug it in, so what should happen is that button should activate when you push that down. So either the button's not working or the motor's gone. So let's get into it and see if we can find the problem. It looks like it's got these safety screws. The switch is attached to a little board, so I think I might be able to pull that board out. This coffee is strong. There we go. Very basic little push switch. And that is very dirty in there. Maybe a bit of sandpaper, clean that up. So let's try and get some of this coffee off here. Yeah, so that contact there is just, it's black. Let's see if I can zoom down. Where are we? You gonna focus? There we go. You can see the black mark there. So we'll scrape that off. A little bit of sandpaper. And same thing with the top parts. Let's test how good that is with the multimeter. We'll put it in beep mode. So if we go from there to there, that should be it. There's a little bit of a concave area in here, just where it's been arcing over the years. Just want to make sure that it's completely clean in there. Looks better. I think I'm going to be smelling coffee in the workshop for the next month or so. Okay, let's get the little board back in. So it goes this way. assuming this is the thing that holds that down. Get the wires out of the way. Good. So that should be it. We'll plug it in. Now when I push the button, it does, oh, because I didn't switch the plug on.
Uh-oh.
Still not working. This doesn't seem like it has a lot of travel. I don't know if this unit has a thermal fuse built into the motor here. Sometimes the thermal fuses go. What I want to do is get this out along with this board. So I've just bent that down a little bit. Now I'm going to be very careful. I'm going to plug it in and I'm going to use a plastic spudger to make contact. I just want to see if the motor comes to life. Okay, so not touching anything. Plugged in, switched on. What I'm going to do is hold this and this, give me some support. Okay, so there's nothing there. So there must be something in the motor that's gone. I'm just moving the brushes. I'm going to hold this with a pair of pliers over there. No. Okay. Power off. I wonder if this is a thermal fuse here. Which means we should have continuity. So from there to there. And there's not. So same thing from here to one side of the plug. And then the other side comes through the switch, the other side to there. goes through the switch. Okay, so I think that there's a little thermal cutout guy in there. Now, can I get that tape off? So everything's unplugged. Now can I get this tape off? So this is a fuse. And now it's attached. See, I'm breaking the wire. I need to get to the outside of this fuse. See if I can place it or not. So I'm just angry very slowly. Okay, so it's joined in there. You see what value fuse as well. I may have some replacements. This is a piece of heat shrink by the looks of it. Okay, so there we are. So we can confirm that the thermal fuse is gone. So let me unsolder that. Desolder it, whichever one you want. I left the little loop in that wire so I can feed in the new one if I do have this value. Actually part of the thing holds the brush in place. It's a weird design. There's a microscope. And with this burnt, or was it just dirt? I can't see if I figure out what the value is. I cannot read anything on there. Let me see the ones that I have. I don't know what their value is, but let me have a look. So I have these new ones. What are these? What are these? $142. I mean, it would work. I just don't know if that's too high for this unit. I think I'll do a bit of Googling on that and just see. Obviously don't want it to be under or over spec'd and then end up blowing up for the customer. So I'll be back. Okay, so back with this coffee grinder. I wasn't able to find exact values of what thermal fuses I should use on this. mainly because I can't see any model number on here. So I've put in one of the ones that I have, which is, I think it was 100, what was it? Oh, can't read. 142 or 146. Anyway, that should get the unit working at least. I'll run it for a bit outside to see whether anything gets hot or anything, but like I don't think it should. That's basically just a protection if the unit is run for too long or if the motor overheats, which when you're grinding coffee grinds, you're not going to be using it for a huge extended period of time, so I'm pretty sure it'll be fine. So we're gonna get things back together and then give it a test. Before we do that, we can do a continuity test. So I have the one probe on the power plug, and if we come to this side of the switch, it works. This other side of the switch works, which then goes through the fuse and then to the contact here. So if we, there we go. So the thermal fuse is in place. I've wrapped it with heat shrink and put a small piece of Kapton tape around to secure it in place. So that all should be good. Let's get back into so that's leave. Goes in there. Stand up. Just gonna try to line up the stuff properly. I'll put this in place. Switch in. Much as this rubber thing back here, which will hold it in place. Then. Okay, that's what it was time. Okay, so if we plug it in, switch it on. Hopefully. And it works. So that was a fairly simple one. I should have checked that thermal fuse before I put it back together the first time. So it was a combination of the thermal fuse that had gone and also that contact for the button, which was, it had been arcing, so there was some black marks on there. So I cleaned that up, changed the thermal fuse, and everything's back to working order. So that's it for this video. Thanks very much for watching. Please like and subscribe, and we'll catch you in the next one. Ciao.